Hello everyone, good morning. Do I have lipstick on my teeth? No. Good morning everybody. Good evening I suppose I should say. I can't stream for very long today because I tried to fix my body clock, didn't work, I woke up too late. Sorry, there's a cat next to me. Tried to wake up early, didn't work, woke up late. I was going to stream all today from the morning into the afternoon. But I can't afford to... Hi, Dragon. Thank you, Dragon. I can't afford to stay up super late tonight because I have stuff to do tomorrow. So, I'll stream for probably 2 hours today. And I'll get as much work as I can done. I'm sorry, I did want to stream longer today, but I stuffed up. So I won't be streaming tomorrow, and I won't be streaming Saturday, and I will be streaming Sunday night for the chapter. I know it's all over the place, and it's not my usual schedule, but like I said, it's been a busy year, and it's going to keep going until I find a place to move into. So, until I find a place, it's going to continue to be this busy and this all over the place. But, you know, thank you for sticking around, everybody. I really do appreciate that. Anyway, I'm going to get to work. I'm going to put on music and we will do what we need to do. But it is an awkward time to stream because a lot of people are asleep. The clicking's part of music, by the way, don't be scared. Alright. Here, ding 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 ding, that's Blueberry, she's running around. It's nearly dinner time for her, so she's antsy. I blame her for getting up late because she's been cuddling with me in bed. And how can you possibly deny a cat wanting to cuddle with you in bed? You can't. Hello, hello. She's so cute. She cuddled with me. She snuggled with me. And I go, oh, just 10 more minutes, and then that turns into 3 more hours. It's horrible, it's horrible. Zoro going into the pain bubble. Hello, hello. It's very calm today. Today will be normal. I will not do any rants today. It's not happening. The legendary and iconic MelonTeee rants are not happening today. Oh! No way! Dragon wants to know what breed my cat. That's the first thing you've ever said, Dragon. Are you a cat man, Dragon? She's a tortoiseshell. Tortoiseshell, not a calico. I found out those are 2 different things. I think so anyway. You know what? Let me get her for you. Over here. At least I think she's a tortoiseshell. Actually, she might be a calico. Unless that's just the colors. I forget what it is. But I've been calling her a tortoiseshell. Yeah, so she's a tortoiseshell. She's got more white on her belly. Oh, be nice. Be nice, eh? Isn't she cute? Dragon asked what breed she is, and I need to tell him. I knew Dragon would be a cat man. You know why? Because his dad literally embodies a dog. So of course he'd be a cat. Cat man. Right, you can leave now. Bye-bye. Yeah, I thought it was tortoiseshell. I knew I was right. Because some people call, like, blueberries breed a calico, and then I get confused, and I'm like, oh, then what's the difference? But no, tortoiseshells are just full of color, and calicos are not as colorful. Fun fact, Luffy's, I think, official merchandising cat is a calico. They make him a calico. I have the original. I have all of these because I love this. I got them for my birthday like 2 years ago. See? He's a little calico. Ace is a tuxedo cat. Yep. I don't know what I'd call Law. I guess he's closer to a those little tiger cats. What are they called? I used to have one when I was younger. Bengal, I guess, is the closest he is. Sanjis are so cute. A tabby, do you think? A tabby's that color? Are they brown? Probably a tabby. Yeah, you're probably right. I think you can get a brown tabby, can't you? Yeah, he would be a tabby. You're right. That is a brown tabby cat. I have no fucking idea what Zoro would be because no cat is green. You know what I mean? No cat is green. Sanji would be like closest to what? A Siamese. I think a big fluffy Siamese cat. Scottish fold, but he's also a Scottish fold. Wait, not a Siamese. No, what are the big fluffy ones? A ragdoll. That's what I'm thinking, not a Siamese. But ragdolls don't come in yellow, I think. And I don't think they can get a Scottish fold. Or maybe they can. Because he's really fluffy. He's got a super fluffy tail. And Zoro and Luffy don't have super fluffy tails. You can get a Scottish fold. Oh! You can get a Scottish fold Siamese. That is so cute. I mean, Scottish fold's bad. And by bad, I mean they get health problems. So, be careful. Anyway, I gotta stop looking at this. But yeah, Sanji's very fluffy. He's very, very fluffy. Sanji and Ace are both very fluffy. They've got very fluffy tails. It's super cute. Persians also are not good as well. I think Persians are cute, but they shouldn't exist. They're like, Persians are the pugs of the cat world. Cats don't have it as... What is Shanks? I have no fucking clue. I have no clue. Shanks and Zoro, they just went whatever. Who the fuck cares? Green. Green and red, yes. Sanji's is so cute. Oh god. Now Sanji has a... They all have two different cat forms. Because there's this cat. And then there's this cat. I much prefer this one. Like, the on the screen. I much prefer the one on the screen. This one's cute, but like it's not as cute, you know what I mean? And he's got a name and everything. Nyanji. The fandom gave him a name because they liked him so much. But I really much prefer the Scottish Fold one because I think it's just a lot cuter. This is still cute though. Don't get me wrong. Oh look, Zoro's hanging on to himself. That is so cute. I mean, Zoro's a tiger, you know, so I guess maybe they tried to make him a green tiger. It's true, Tsubaki. But, well, outside of alley cats, not too bad, because Bengals are quite healthy. Honestly, cats don't have it as bad as, dogs. Dogs have like inbreeding, I mean. Like, not inbreeding, but breed problems. Dogs have some of the worst breeding problems I've ever seen. Cats can have them, but not as much. I don't know why dogs got so fucked up. I really don't know why. Zoro would be a, like, visually he's not an orange cat, but at heart he's an orange cat. And Luffy would be a tuxedo cat. Tuxedo cats are fucking crazy. I know, I live with one. I remember talking to someone once. I said Luffy would be a tuxedo cat, and they were like, "What? Why?" And I was like, "Because they're insane." And I remember they said, "Are they?" They said, "Are they insane?" And I went, "Yeah." Every tuxedo cat I've met is bonkers crazy. They're just actually insane. Oh yeah, munchkin cats. They're really, really bad for their health. Yeah. Don't support inbred cats and dogs in backyard breeding, everybody. Don't do it. If you have to get a cat that has health problems, at least get it from a shelter, you know? But you know, what I mean is, like, if there's a shelter cat and it has health problems, well, someone's got to look after that poor thing. That's what I was looking for. I mean, God. I swear I knew someone who maybe I didn't know them, but I think I was told word of mouth. Someone I know knew someone that got, like, a cat that was, you know, not a shelter cat, but they were told this cat comes with, like, health problems. And they went, okay. And then they had to spend, like, 1,000 a month on hospital bills and hospital vet bills for this cat. And then they were complaining about it. And it's like, you were literally told. Like, you were told that this was gonna happen. Because the cat is not a healthy cat, because it's not a healthy breed. You reap what you sow, you know? I also found out majority of cats get, I think it's bladder issues. It's either bladder or kidney issues, and that's why a lot of them don't live as long as they should. And it's nothing that, like, you can really do. It's kidney, yeah, but there was a Japanese, I don't know what to call him, vet, I suppose, who created a vaccine to help with that. And it was supposed to be distributed 2025, and I want to get it. It's a new medicine that will extend a cat's life. in a healthy way, not in a like disgusting way. Yeah, chronic kidney disease. And he is wanting to make it as widespread as possible. And I'm waiting for it because Bobbing's like 8 years old. She's 8. I need to get on it. But when will this be available? Japanese scientist Dr. Toru Miyazaki. He's a scientist. Trials in 2025, aiming for a 2027 release. I'm keeping my eye on it. The second that's available, I'm getting it for Bobbing. I mean, it's still in trial, guys, but fly high, rest in peace to your beautiful cats. Listen, your cats lived beautiful lives, beautiful, healthy, happy lives. And now, hopefully, any future cats you own can live longer, happier lives as well. Because I've had cats that have also passed from a kidney disease. My first cat that I had, her name was Tinker. So we had a family cat and her name was Ellie and she was a Devon Rex and she was beautiful and I loved her. She just got old. I don't think there was any kidney disease that she had, but she lived to be 16. So she lived a pretty good life. She was as old as me. My parents, I think, on purpose wanted to get a cat the same age as me. So they did. She passed at 16. And then we had another cat that we got when I was, I think I was 7. And the cat was specifically for me, like my cat. And her name was Tinker. She was a calico. She was very cute. And she passed from kidney disease. Oh, hang on. I got groceries. Wait, I'll be back. Everyone stare at this screen. Alright, she's back. I want to believe that people get a black cat after they get a ginger cat because they think the black cat's going to be calmer. They're not. Black cats are also bonkers. Honestly, it's tough to find a cat that is not bonkers. I just love cats. Their personalities are so interesting. Like, It's insane. You can get the exact same breed of cat and they will be totally different. Like, they really do all have different personalities. You're saying titch? Honestly, Blueberries, I've never had so much personality in a cat before. She's just so interesting. She looks you dead in the eye, and I know she knows that when she looks you, like when she looks me in the eye, she knows she's looking at me. And I know she does that on purpose. She communicates with me. That's how she's trying to talk to me. And she will learn from other cats, which really pisses me off. Like, she's got different sets of actions that she does that she has learned from other cats. She learned how to open doors from my friend's cat when I looked after her cat for about a week. She learned to piss on rugs from a cat that the bathroom rug. However, she doesn't piss on the bathroom rug. Like, that's not what she learnt. What she realized is she can piss on the bathroom rug to let me know I have to change her litter box. And you know how much that pisses me off? Because I know I have to change your litter box, girl. You don't have to remind me. She'll only do it when she's telling me change my damn litter box. And she learned that from another cat that I was looking after. But that cat would only piss on the bathroom rug to be an asshole. Blueberry does it with intent. And I hate it. Another thing she learned was yelling. Yelling. We had a cat. I gave Blueberry to my friends. Once again, a different cat that they had. And this cat is very, very, very talkative. And will yell and yell and yell and yell. And of course that makes people come into the room and look and say what's going on. I get her back from, like, them looking after her. Guess what Blueberry started fucking doing? She starts yelling. And it's like, since when did you yell? You are not a yeller type of cat. And now she keeps doing it. Now she'll sit in the hallway. Wow, wow. Because she knows I'm going to get up and walk out and see what's going on. But she just wants to lead me somewhere. Something, I think the final thing, oh no, she's picked up more. Another thing she's picked up, this one shits me, is the cat I used to have that lived here, Akashi, she moved out when my last roommates moved out, would do this thing where she put her paw under a door and shake. And it would make the whole fucking house shake when she did that, putting her paw under the door, gripping it and shaking. Guess what Blueberry picked up? She picked up putting her paw under the door and shaking the door like mad. And it's like, oh my god. The last thing she's picked up, which is actually really cute. Sorry. The last thing she's picked up, which is really, really cute, is Mary yaps. And by yaps, I mean Mary goes, ma, 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 ma. Like, she does that because I think Mary is trying to talk to us. And Blueberry's picked that up. And now Blueberry goes, ma, ma, ma. Because I think she's trying to talk. I think that's what she's doing. And ma, ma. Now she does that. She didn't like, her meowing changes. It's evolved over time. And it's like, I've never had a cat with this much personality in my life. Like, because Blueberry, she learns. She watches and observes and she learns. And it's like, she shits me. Because she learns evil things. She learns evil things to do evil actions. The most annoying one she has, and I know this is not just Blueberry, she didn't learn this anyway, she just did this herself. She pretends to chew on my wires. Because she knows I'm gonna look and go, Blueberry! And get up. And then she goes up. She only does it around dinner time because she wants me to get up and follow her into the kitchen. Because apparently every night I forget to feed her, allegedly, according to her. So she'll pretend to chew my wires so I get up, and then she's like, alright, follow me into the kitchen. She doesn't. She never chews wires. She only does it during dinner time or around dinner time. But she's a smart cat and I hate it. Oh yes, sorry. Thank you, Victor. Yeah, I've never had a cat with this much personality, and that's this, I suppose, intelligent. She gets embarrassed too. I found out cats do get embarrassed. She learns the right things. But cats get embarrassed. I found out cats know when you're laughing at them. And sometimes she'll jump and land funny when she's like jumping for a toy that she's playing with, and we laugh and then she stops playing. She just stops. She walks away and she sits in the corner and sulks. And I was like, does she know that we're like laughing at her? And I found out apparently they do. So now every time she lands funny, Brittany and I, my roommate, we try not to say anything. We try not to laugh, but she's embarrassed herself. So she walks off and sits in the corner. It's really funny. Morning. Her talking is really funny though. Every time she wakes up, she goes, "Ma." And I have a theory the reason she does that is because whenever I wake up or whenever anyone in this house wakes up, we talk. You know, we say hi, good morning. So she wakes up and "Ma." And I think she's just thinking, well, they make noise when they wake up. I guess I should be making noise. I think that's what she's doing. I don't know what else it could be. I didn't turn my lights on. Oh, Blueberry watches TV too. She also does that. She can process or at least see the images on a screen. Like you put a like a bird video in front of her and she just stares at it for eons. But even when I'm watching TV and she's like on my lap, she'll stare at the TV with me. I don't know if it's because she's seeing the images or if it's because I'm staring at the TV. So she's mimicking my behavior, which is something cats do. Something else she does, and I hate this, is when I'm asleep or I'm in bed and I'm about to, you know, go to bed. I'm on my phone, right? Because I'm scrolling through reels because I'm an iPad baby. And Blueberry hates it. She hates it. She hates the noise from the phone, and she hates the fact that I am not patting her. So she'll walk up to my phone and she'll like either sit on it or she'll start biting it because she's pissed that I'm paying attention to my phone and not to her while I'm about to go to bed. Cats are bad in their vision? I've never heard that. Oh, Blueberry must have good vision if she can see screens. She said, get off that damn phone. Guinea. 1097. No phone before bedtime. But yeah, all of Blueberry's behaviors are just different cats mixed together that she has learnt from or watched. The same with her fighting, actually. So like Blueberry and Mary play fight, right? Blueberry play fights with any cat. She's very, very cat friendly. I always think Blueberry would be the perfect foster cat. As in, if I started fostering cats, she'd be perfect for that. But the issue is then I'd have to foster cats and I'm not strong enough. I'm not strong enough for that. There's no way I could do that. I'd want to adopt way too many of them. That, and I don't have my own proper place. But she play fights with a lot of different cats. And she's usually quite good at it. She's quite strong and she knows like how to fight smart, not just muscle, you know. However, Mary, who we only got, I think, last year, is matching her. Because here's the thing about Blueberry, she's kind of got short legs. And Blueberry has, like, learned different fighting techniques from other cats. And she's trying to copy Mary's technique, which is lay on your back and push your legs up. All of them. And that effectively stops any attacks from happening because you're pushing them away, right? Mary's really good at that. Blueberry is trying to copy her, but her legs are too short. So it doesn't work. So she lies on her back and she tries to do what Mary does and push. But it doesn't work because her legs are too little, so Mary can still... And she goes, wah! She like complains because she's losing. And it's like, well, stop lying on your back then, you idiot. Like, stop falling over and trying to win with tools that you do not have. She screams in complaint. She doesn't have Mary's big long legs and big fat feet as well. Mary's got big fat feet. Oops, sorry. Sanji, our cat. Copycat style. She just can't do it. She doesn't have the ability. She don't have the legs and the feet for it. Because something Blueberry would do she'd sit on cats. She'd just sit on them. And that would stop them. And they would know what to do and then she'd won the fight. But Mary has such big legs and long legs and big feet that she can push Blueberry away before she sits on her. And it's really pissing Blueberry off. It's really pissing her off. She's trying to find ways to defeat her. Oh, it's dinner time for them. I'll be back. Oh, back. Wee! Wee! I gotta fix that squeaking. You got spoiled random shit? Once again, I'm going to tell you my method for how I don't get spoiled. Just make another social media account that isn't One Piece related. My Instagram has nothing to do with One Piece. I don't see anything One Piece related on my Instagram. I always make sure if anything One Piece related does come up, I just say not interested. And that way you can still see funny things on the internet without worrying about spoilers. And in theory, you should be able to do that with any social media. Like, if you make a Twitter that doesn't have any One Piece content, you can stay on Twitter and not have to see One Piece content, or so you won't get spoiled. When I'm looking up things for videos. Me? I don't go online for that, I suppose. What do you mean when I'm looking up things for videos? What would I be doing? Because the only thing I look up for videos is, One Piece chapters. So I just read One Piece. That's true, when I'm editing I say, fuck, what chapter is this? Images, chapters in which things happen. I usually just will read the chapter. Or I'll have an idea of what arc that's in that I'm looking for, and I'll just read around the arc. I don't really have to look that up. I don't know, am I insane? If I'm like really not, because when I ask you guys, oh fuck, what chapter is that? That's just me being too lazy and not wanting to have to look through that arc. But majority of the time, I can pinpoint it. Because again, I'm insane. And also, I reread things when I make videos like these. Like, I reread all of Egghead and the end of Thriller Bark and also parts of Marineford and beginning of Skypiea, because that's when Kuma appeared. When else did he appear? And Sabodi for this. And also Reverie as well. One Piece Loki. Well, I do not Google One Piece Loki. I don't Google One Piece Loki. Like, there's nothing for me to find online that I can't already, that I don't, like, it's all in the manga what I'm looking for. Well, that's what I'm saying, random shit. So you just need a YouTube that isn't One Piece related. So you can have 2 YouTube accounts. You can have your main one, and then you can have one to avoid spoilers. I don't know, maybe it's annoying, but it works for me. It's... I have a Loki folder, and it's all there already. Exactly, King. And King, that's the environment I want. Because while everyone else profits off the leaks, I get to profit off being the one channel that does not do leaks. It's a symbiotic relationship. To shreds, you say. Sorry. Not funny. Loki is a pink-haired princess. I mean, he's more magenta, isn't he? Magenta? Magenta? He's more magenta. Magenta. What the fuck? I don't care. Who cares? G is a silly letter. It's like a purple pink. He's one of these shades. I think he's this one. Or this one. He's one of these two. But, there was a... In Japan, they did a little One Piece Expo thing, and they had a huge Loki balloon, and you literally entered Loki's mouth to go into the expo, and I think they made his hair quite pink there. I remember, I'm telling you, One Piece is specifically, every time people say that One Piece, like, will not, like, how do I explain this? When I say, wow, I would like this from One Piece, and people say, well, it's a shonen or whatever, you're not gonna get it. I then get what I want. Such as Loki having pink hair. Which cracked me up, because so many people wanted Loki's hair to be either blonde or brown. Because, oh, Asgard, oh, and, man, you know what I mean? Big god, and then it was pink. And I literally said, if Loki's hair is pink, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. And then people were like, it's not gonna be pink. It's not gonna be pink. This is a man. This is an Elbaf prince who embodies Loki, god of Asgard. And then I won. And then I won. And I was like, well, you know, guess who wins? The pink lady. As a man. Had the worst guacamole ever. I'm gonna make guacamole tonight. Guacamole. Oh fuck, I forgot to check. I'll check if the avocados I got are hard or not. Because I ordered them and they usually give you the most rock hard ass shit tomatoes, avocados ever. But luckily I have a backup plan. My friend got avocados, Brittany, my roommate. And I said, listen, if they're too tough, can I give you my rock hard avocados? And I take your beautiful soft avocado. Loki pink hair is my greatest theory. My greatest theory currently is Shirahoshi being Loki's phone friend. I'm still standing by that. Pink was originally a male color. Well, Mr. Nine, it depends how far back you want to go, because what was it in the 1800s? Wasn't it? Was it 1700s to 1800s? Pink was a man color, but it changes all the time. Like, depending on culture and depending on time of history, it changes all the time. Which is why it's all made up. It's all made up. Gender's not real. It's like makeup used to be for men too. Makeup was not just for men but for rich men, wasn't it? Wasn't it like a sign of status? But again, that's like white Western. Because of course everyone was wearing makeup in ancient Egypt. Not only, but it was for both, yeah. But makeup in ancient Egypt was not just fashion, it was also to prevent, what was it, those flies that get in your eyes? That was coal, that's what coal was for. Yeah, war and desert, but it was also for fashion. All the different types of makeups they wore was for fashion as well. I was in the British Museum of Stolen Artifacts and I was reading up on it. And I was surprised that it was like, it was also just fashion of the time. And I was like, awesome. So they were all just trying different things out. Started utilitarian, ended up in fashion. And boy, doesn't that happen all the time. Like the current style that men have right now with like short hair. Guess where that fucking came from? Came from World War. The World Wars. Because it was just a convenient haircut. And I'll never fit. Yet another reason why I hate war. It took long-haired men from me. Correct me if I'm wrong. High heels were also made for everyone. But weren't high heels made because people didn't want to step in shit? Because it like leveled you off to the ground. Am I wrong? No, I am wrong? Okay. Why did I make that up? Where did I even hear that from? Maybe my head went, ah, they didn't want to step in shit. Anti-poop shoes. I know pants came from horse riding. And because men majorly rode horses, that's why pants became a man thing. High heels were for archery. Slay. Slay mama. Poustain Deluxe, I don't think I would wear those shoes. He's huffing again! He's huffing again! He's wheezing! He's huffing and wheezing! Is this Oda foreskinning? I really like the thwomp, I must say. If I keep saying as a joke that that Zoro has asthma because of fucking agenda piece, someone's eventually gonna believe it and it's gonna spread, and then it's gonna be like, oh my god, did you know Zoro has asthma? I have to stop. He's so brave for the dream that he wants to take on. Like Mihawk, you bastard, he has asthma. I don't fight asthmatics with a cannon. Oh god. Don't worry, Chopper can cure it. What's a song called they play when Sanji finds Zoro here in the anime? I actually got it. It's not I am the very, very, very best. It was something else. I did actually get that wrong. But it's interesting because I fell for the misinformation there. Because when you look up the One Piece song, I am the very, very best. Or I am the strongest, whatever it's called. I am the very, very, very strongest. You get Zoro... You get the Zoro Nothing Happened scene in some of these videos. I actually don't know the name of the song. I forgot. Luffy's Fierce Attack. Is that what it's called? Oh, wait. Are you just saying that? Because look, when I look this up... This is one of the first videos that pops up. And nearly fucking all of them have Zoro on the cover. I thought it was Fierce Attack. Okay, it is Luffy's Fierce Attack. Yeah, so I did get that wrong. I fucked that up. That's such an odd... Again, that is such a weird song to play. I really did not like that directing choice there. I personally wouldn't have played any music if I were directing that episode in that moment. I would have played nothing. Thank you, Victor. I would play Clown Honks. I mean, I talked about it in my, Zoro's Nothing Happened scene. I made a video on it and I literally talked about how the music, I feel, takes away from the air of the manga. Because in the manga, it was fully debatable on how you could feel in that scene. Some people thought it was super cool, other people thought it was tension-filled. I remember someone said, no, it's supposed to be cool because Oda uses the doom thing in the background and that indicates coolness. But I'm like, doom does not indicate coolness in the manga. Doom is just an exclamation point, usually. He's used doom for also very tense scenes as well. You see it multiple times. Hang on, I have the original. Sorry, Bam and Doom. So someone said because Oda used Bam and Doom, we're supposed to be like, whoa, this is so cool. But that is just not the case because he uses Bam and Doom in very tense moments as well. Not just when something is cool, also usually when something is revealed, he uses Bam. And Doom is used more so in tense moments, not in cool moments, right? It's literally Doom. Like, so when someone said that, I was like, there's actually no indication that this is supposed to be super cool. There's indication that it's supposed to be shocking. Exactly. I totally agree. It's meant to be shocking. At least that's how I read it. And again, the more I read this, the more I believe it is supposed to be shocking and scary because of Sanji's reaction. He's asking, are you alive? What happened? He's fucking terrified. And Zoro's wobbling. And Zoro says, nothing happened. Like, exactly, Sabaki, that's what I think. Everything about this scene indicates to me that this is horrifying. Because again, Sanji's reaction scared me. The fact that Sanji is scared means I am scared. Because I'm scared with him, you know? So it's like, I didn't like the way the anime made this more epic. Because when I watched this, and I remember the music played, I was like confused. And I was like, what? Hang on, am I meant to stand and clap? Like, I'm like, bitch, I'm scared. What the fuck? So, if I had directed that scene, I would have played no music. The most I would have had is that bong sound that they do, you know? That's the most I would have done. But I would have had no music. And the reason I would have had no music is because I'd want the audience to decide for themselves what the tone here should be. You know what I mean? I think the music was too manipulative. Because I think the music was forcing us to think this is just a super cool scene. When if there's no music, that would differ opinion. That's what I believe. And I remember, this is so shonen head. Someone in my comments of the video said, music controlling how I'd feel about this scene. What an idiot. Like, someone genuinely made a comment like that. That was like making fun of me for arguing that the music was manipulative in that scene to make us feel something that we should probably think. That's exactly what music is for! How shonen dude bro head is that? That they don't even want to, like, they don't even consider the fact that you are being swayed how to feel when you watch something because of music playing? Like, they don't even factor that in, and it's like, why are you, like, arguing that? Music is literally made to make you feel something or sway your emotions during a scene. That's why silence is one of the most powerful tools you can use in visual media. Well, audio visual media. Because silence is a gambit. And it's the ability to have the audience really choose the emotions and tone that they are feeling from the scene. Music will tell you the tone of a scene, right? Music and voice acting tells you the tone of a scene. Complete silence is up to you. A lot of the time, complete silence is tension and anxiety. However, I found out in Western culture, it's uncomfortable. So for Western watchers, we feel it's more uncomfortable when there's silence. But in places like Japan, silence is more so just a level thing. And I didn't realize that there was such a culture difference between, like, what silence within a film or show can mean, you know? Because I do feel uncomfortable when there's silence a lot of the time. But apparently it's different in different places what that silence can mean. But how interesting is that, right? I found that out because of a Studio Ghibli video essay that talked about how Miyazaki uses sound. I've linked it here before. It's one of my absolute favorite video essays. How Miyazaki uses sound, or how Ghibli uses sound, and how for the Western release of Castle in the Sky,
howdy do, boys.
They added music in scenes that didn't have music because it made Western viewers uncomfortable in those scenes when there was no music. But for Japanese audiences, they didn't feel that same uncomfortableness. Anyway, point is, I would have had no music. I would have had no music in the nothing happens scene because I would want the audience to feel for themselves. What should I feel here in this moment? And I just feel like that music overdoes or like overtakes and overshadows Sanji's anxiety, which is why I didn't like it. Because Sanji is literally yelling, "What happened? Are you alive?" And the music's going, "Bum, bum, bum." And it's like, I am literally watching Sanji freak the fuck out, but I can't hear him. Like, I can't hear him freaking the fuck out because you've played this epic music over him. I'm talking about the sub, by the way, not the dub. I don't know what the dub does, but the dub doesn't tend to change the music. It just, you know, has it, it grabs it as it is, and then they just put everything in English. Yeah, it's not Sanji going, "Whoa, good job, Zoro." It's Sanji going, "Are you dead?" Like, he thinks this man just died. It's fuck. That's fucked. That is so fucked. Dubs add sound. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, there you go. So I'm talking about the sub. Yeah, Carly, that's a really good example. I just like the reading it and watching it are two totally different feelings for me. Because when I'm watching it, I'm confused. When I'm reading it, I am scared. Because I'm like, this is the closest any crew member has gotten to dying. Zoro is wobbling, bleeding from every fucking point of his body, and Sanji is scared. He's scared. My favorite One Piece score is Soul Pocus. It makes me cry every fucking time I hear it. The song that plays at the end of Whole Cake Island when Pudding is sitting in the alley and crying, the song playing. That gets me so bad. That always makes me cry. Dun, 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 dun. Like, it just makes me sob, man. Would I let Sanji go off and putting shoes? Yes! Of course I would, because that's his home. He wants to go back to his family. That's the whole point. He rejected Pudding to begin with because he was like, you know, this isn't where I'm meant to be. This isn't where I belong. He was never planning to marry Pudding. He just wanted to go and clear stuff up. And he also wanted to see if Judge had changed, and he didn't. But he was also blackmailed, of course. Pudding could have gone with him. That's true, because Sanji has offered for people to come with him before, like Viola. He has offered to help Viola and have Viola come with them back in Dressrosa, but Viola was like, "I can't, this is my home." And I think Pudding would be the same. Oh, well, Pudding was the same, you know? Because at the end of the day, that is still her family. She still has siblings that she loves. Which is why it's so hard. Pudding and Sanji were in a similar situation. Same with Katakuri. Katakuri was part of that too. Like, I'm sure Pudding doesn't hate her entire family. I'm sure she has siblings that she loves and family members that she loves. It's tough to leave. Well, I think Pudding knew that Sanji never wanted to stay with her. Because again, Sanji had a family and some, like, everything Sanji was doing in Whole Cake Island was for the Straw Hats. Everything. Also for Zeph as well. I'm Pudding full well knew that. The way I saw it is I think Pudding took the memory from Sanji because she wanted that memory. And she wanted to see it, right? Also because she was embarrassed as well. But it probably would have been more painful for him to leave her, but he was always going to. Because when I saw that scene, what I saw was she took that memory because she wanted that memory. She wanted to keep it. And also, she struggled greatly to let Sanji know how she felt. But But even if Big Mom would chase them down, Sanji would be like, that's fine, we can deal with that, you know what I mean? Like, I see no reason Sanji wouldn't want Sanji to Pudding to come along. If anything, it's just Pudding would say no, right? And he'd respect that the same way he respected Viola's wishes. Because I really don't think Pudding believes that Sanji would have a hard time running off, because Pudding knew that the Straw Hats were everything to Sanji. She knew that. In fact, there's a fantastic scene that someone brought up to me, because I thought, was this Pudding being jealous? But now I do not believe it's Pudding being jealous, and I do believe it's what someone said to me they believed it was. This scene. Sanji saves Nami, and then Pudding sees it. And I was like, is Pudding jealous? What's going on here? I couldn't quite tell. But someone brought up to me what they think it is Pudding is seeing just how much this crew means to Sanji. Like, Nami is obviously part of his crew. She means a lot to him. So she's seeing just what Sanji will do for his crew and how much these people and his family means to him. And she knows she can't get in the middle of that. She knows she will never be chosen over that, right? And Sanji being actually happy, which of course adds to that's his crew. Right? Yeah, that too. Because Pudding always knew that she was never number one in regards to how Sanji felt with her. Because, again, Sanji we are introduced to Pudding by Pudding telling the crew, Sanji rejected me and said, I have to get back to my crew. Which is why when people say, oh, Sanji would have left the crew for Pudding. No, he wouldn't. The most he would have done is ask Pudding to come with him, but he was never going to leave the crew. He was never going to do that. It was very clear that Sanji would never do that. Sanji's crew means everything to him. But even if he did ask Pudding to come along, again, he'd respect Pudding's decision, and then Pudding would have said no. Because she still has her own family. And as much as complicated as they are, the Big Mom Pirates, they are still her family. And she knows that, and I'm sure they know that too. That's something. I do want to see more of Pudding and Katakuri, because I think Pudding and Katakuri would be incredible dynamic-wise. I really think they'd really love each other, Pudding, Brulee, and Katakuri. Hello, hello. Pudding to be chosen by Blackbeard because she's got 3 eyes. And she can possibly read poneglyphs. That's why. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use... Luffy would be fine. Luffy even said to Nami and Zoro and everyone, oh, if Sanji wants to get married, she can just join us. Like, Luffy would be more than happy. Luffy quite literally said if whoever Sanji was marrying wanted to, like, be part of the crew, they'll be part of the crew. Luffy didn't give a fuck. He was more than happy about that. But of course, the issue is, if Sanji got married to a Big Mom pirate, then Sanji would become Charlotte Sanji, and the crew would then be part of the Big Mom pirates. That was the issue, and Luffy didn't like that. Because that's what happened to Jinbei. One of Jinbei's crewmates, Aladdin, I think it was, got married to Praline. And Jinbei was then part of Big Mom's whole crew. Same with Beige. That happened to Beige. Basically, when you marry a Big Mom pirate, traditionally, you become the wife. You have become the wife in that situation. You will take Big Mom's name, and your family will work under Big Mom. Which is why it cracked me up, because I was like, Sanji is taking on the traditional wife role here. He's becoming part of Big Mom's family. Is that true? Do you become part of the wife's family in Japan when you get married to a man? Or when a man gets married to a woman? Because I thought they take the man's name in Japan. Do they not? A status thing. Oh, if a family member has a higher status in samurai fit. Oh, well, they don't do that anymore, do they, Tsubaki? So are you saying that's historically a Japanese thing or a current day Japanese thing? It still happens? I must say I've never heard that. I truly did think that you just take the man's name. I see, I see. Become less common? Well, Sanji's French. So, he was the wife in that situation. He was marrying into the Big Mom family. You know what that means, right? If Zoro ever did marry Hiyori, because a lot of people think they're going to be endgame, he'd be Kazuki Zoro. Because there's no fucking way Hiyori is taking that bum name when she is the daughter of the original shogun, or one of the shoguns. I'm not saying that Hiyori and Zoro will be endgame, but a lot of people think they would be. Zoro wouldn't be Doronoa Zoro anymore, he'd be Kazuki Zoro. She's not taking that bum name, I can say that much. Vince spoke. Sanji would never fucking, like, do you know, not to be a filthy yaoi girl, do you know how many of us, like, screamed when we found out Sanji fucking hates his family name? He hates it, he doesn't want anything to do with it. And then we went, you know who does have a family name? And actually quite likes, they seem to not care much about their own family names and they're okay with it. Exactly! The amount of fuel we got. Luffy as well. Monkey D. Sanji isn't too bad. But the fuel we got from that, like... So, Sanji would take someone else's name. There's no fucking way he wants to be a Vinsmoke. He literally doesn't want to be. He yells that he hates that name. For all purposes, his name is Blackleg Sanji. That's his full name to him. He doesn't give a fuck about Vinsmoke. Monkey. Monkey D. Sanji. Is D not part of the family name? Because Garp... Monkey D. Garp, Monkey D. Dragon, Monkey D. Luffy. Wouldn't Sanji be Monkey D. Sanji? Not just Monkey Sanji? Nico Robin? Nico Sanji. That's beautiful. Sanji, just give him another name. He wants another name. He doesn't want Vinsmoke. Free him. Kachi Sanji? Yeah, why not? I bet we're gonna find out Brook has a full name, by the way. Once we get whatever Brook flashback we get. We'll find out if we get it in Elbaf. Actually, will we? I don't think it's a total necessity. If his full name is necessary, we're probably going to get it. But if it's not necessary, then we're not going to get it. It truly just depends if his full name adds to the story or not. Because Usopp doesn't have a full name. Usopp's just Usopp. Book D Bonesy. Some characters have full names, some don't. This is just a world of pirates, you know? Yeah, because Nami doesn't have one. The only reason Chopper's got one is because he was named by Hitterluck. Tony Chopper. Which is an awesome name. Yeah, Jinbe's only Jinbe, but Jinbe was an orphan. Tony-kun, that's what Vivi calls Chopper. Tony-kun. And this is why it is essential to get Vivi back, so she can call him Tony-kun again. That was Vivi's thing, wasn't it? She'd name them different things. Zoro was Mr. Bushido. Which is just so cute. Oh, I love Vivi. I love her. She'd probably call Frankie Mr. Cyborg or something, or Mr. Robot. Mr. Bones. Vivi would know about the Sunny. Remember, she's kept up with them. We watch her read the paper just to see if the Straw Hats are in it. Don't we see her cutting out the Straw Hat articles as well? I swear there was a cover art where she was cutting out Straw Hat articles to keep them. She's so cute. Oh god, I love her. I miss her. But this is like, because I always get this question, and I'm only saying this now, the Vivi and Robin stuff. People are like, what would Vivi think of Robin? We already know. She already said. I already covered that. We found out after Water 7 that, like, you know, the news spread that the Straw Hats went to save Nico Robin. And and I said Iganam went, oh my god, Vivi, that was Missile Sunday, what do you think they're doing? And Vivi said, I trust Luffy. She said, I trust Luffy. She said, she basically said, I may have not known, like, Missile Sunday back then, but, I trust that Luffy saved her and has her as a member because, you know, he sees something in her or something, or he sees good in her. Like, it was literally just Vivi saying, I trust Luffy. And that's when Vivi says, because Luffy is going to be king of the pirates. Like, that's also when we get Vivi saying Luffy will be king of the pirates. By the way, more proof that Vivi has to be the last member. It has to be. Vivi, we have Vivi straight up saying Luffy will be king of the pirates. I trust that girl, you know? Vivi's position, diplomat. I was further proven, by the way, because I always said diplomat, always. And people were going, oh, diplomat, is that even a role? And then Oda released the Roger Pirates and their roles, and diplomat was on there. And I remember people messaged, that's when people were talking to me and said, Mel, Roger's crew had a diplomat. And I went, so it is a role. It is something Oda considers a role on a crew. Not saying that the Straw Hats have to have one, but it is something that Oda considers a role to have, basically. And I went, I felt good about that. I felt good about that. And the reason I say diplomat is because I've talked about this. Luffy has tons of ships under him. Luffy has a fleet. But Luffy doesn't know how to command a fleet. I stand by that he doesn't know how to command a fleet. You know who fucking would? Because she's had to run a whole country? Vivi. Vivi would be exceptional at that. So I stand by that. I think what they do need is someone to help them with that fleet. Because Luffy didn't even want the fleet, mind you. But he still has to deal with it. He's got it now. And Vivi would be exceptional at that. Vivi would be absolutely exceptional at it. And Vivi helped Luffy grow as a captain and said, you're a failure as a captain. That's still a top 10 moment. I'm like, holy shit. That made my jaw drop when she did that. Well, here's the thing. I've always said, I can't see Vivi going back to Alabasta because she'd be a sitting duck. Vivi is now wanted by the most powerful person in the world. Imu wants Vivi. Imu wants Vivi captured. And she got away. If she goes back to Alabasta, she's a sitting duck, which is why I can't see her going back to Alabasta. Honestly, I will be disappointed. Unless there's a really good fucking reason for it, I will be disappointed. But, Alabasta can 100% run without her there because she has Igaram and the Jackal guy, I forgot his name, and Pell there. Like, she still has other people that can help take care of Alabasta while she's not there. Alabasta do not need her to be there to keep running. Or it doesn't need her to be there to keep running. The reason she stayed in Alabasta when the Straw Hats left is because 1, Alabasta's her treasure and her home. 2, Alabasta had to rebuild after Crocodile destroyed it, basically. So she was there to help it rebuild. And because she was there, it rebuilt quickly. So now Alabasta is currently in a pretty good and stable spot. They just don't know where their princess is and their king has just died. But Igaram, Pell, and the Jackal guy, who I always forget the name of, are currently taking care of Alabasta, right? And I just think if Vivi goes back to Alabasta, Alabasta's in more trouble. Because Imu wants her. And I think that would make things worse. But we'll see what happens. All I'll say is if Vivi just ends up going back to Alabasta just to sit there, I will be disappointed, honestly. I will be like Oda will need to write up a really fucking damn good reason for her to be doing that. But yeah, it was crazy when Oda released the Roger Pirates like roles and Diplomat was there. That was insane. I got so many messages from people going, Mel, they had a Diplomat. And I went, yes! Yes, bitch! Now it's on! And now we're cooking! I can't draw. Don't make me draw. Oh my god. Oh wait, I fucked up. There we go. But one of the reasons I believe that Vivi will be joining the crew is because, as we all know, Vivi doesn't just sit there. And with Imu and the world government existing, Alabasta will forever be in danger so long as the world government and Imu exist. And I think Vivi knows that, or I think she will come to understand that. And I can truly see, because Vivi doesn't sit there. That's her whole deal. She refuses to sit there and wait for things to happen. She will make things happen. And I can see Vivi wanting to take on the world government. And here's the thing, Vivi has learnt she can ask for her friends' help. She can rely on her friends. So to me, it makes sense Vivi will want to take on the world government and will want to take on Imu and will go to the Straw Hats and say, it's a big ask, I need your help. And they'll say, you fucking got it, Vivi. You fucking got it. Of course we'll help you. Because I do think a trade is going to happen, and I think the trade is going to be Bonnie and Kuma when they meet the revolution. Because Sabo still has to tell Vivi and Luffy about the D thing, that the Nefertaris have the D initial. They're one of the original tribes apparently that have the D initial. So and about Lily. So Sabo still has to tell Vivi and Luffy that. So I think what's going to happen is Sabo's going to find Vivi first, or meet up with Vivi first, and then a trade's going to happen. So the Straw Hats will basically give over Kuma and Bonnie to the revolutionaries because that's Kuma's home, and by extension that's Bonnie's home, and then Vivi will jump over to the Straw Hats. In my head that makes the most sense, but again we'll find out what happens because I'm not Oda. I don't know what he's cooking. Lilith can either stay on Elbaf or can also join the revolutionaries. It depends on. But Kuma's family and home was the revolutionaries. And Bonnie, again, is literally, you know, the daughter of Kuma and Guinea. And Ivankov was Guinea's sibling. So it's like, and Dragon as well. Obviously, big ups Dragon, if you're still here. Obviously, meant a lot, or Kuma and Guinea meant a lot and means a lot to Dragon. So if anyone would want to find them a safe place to exist and live while Kuma can heal, it would be Dragon. He'd want to help them. Yeah, Ivankov and Guinea were siblings. I don't know if by blood. When they're first introduced, hang on, I'll pop it up for you. Ta-da! My bro's here. My bro's pretty big too. So while they don't say exactly that they are siblings, Guinea calls Ivankov her brother. Do-do-do. you should read Viz One Piece. You need to. You should read both of them. That's what I do. And I say you need to because the TCB translations have been getting worse and worse. Like, I'm serious. Please read the Viz translations. No, I'm saying read the Viz translations when they come out. So read the leaks, okay? But also read the Viz. Just read both of them. Because the Viz translations are a lot clearer. And, a lot cleaner. It's not just me saying this. Most people will say the Viz translations they'll say they're cleaner. Because the TCB translations has had tons of problems. Tons. Viz translations are any official One Piece release. Any of them. So Shonen Jump app, Viz app, Shueisha app, any of them. You seriously need to read both because the TCB translations have honestly just been getting worse. They've been getting worse. They've been getting rougher. Not just me. Like, there was one translation where I think it was on the Elbaf Bridge. Zoro told Usopp to shut up. Zoro didn't fucking say that at all. He didn't say that at all. And the Viz translation mirrored that. He did not tell Usopp to shut up. They just added Zoro telling Usopp to shut up because whoever was translating that obviously didn't like that Zoro was being told what to do by Usopp. And that's what I mean. There's bias in all translations, don't get me wrong, but for TCB, it's quite clear there's a lot of bias happening. There's agenda happening for the TCB translations. So yeah, you can read the leaks if you don't want to wait, that's fine, but just know the leaks are not the best translations. They're really not. In fact, the leaks are what cause, the leak translations are what cause 90% of fucking infighting. Chapter fandom fighting. Because the leaks will come out, the translations will come out, people will start fighting, and then the official comes out, and that clears shit up! The officials always clear this shit up. Because one of the worst things it did was when they translated Hiyori's speech at the end of Wano. The leaked translation was not only rough, but made her sound cruel. In the official translation, they made it very clear what she was doing was reciting basically her own father's pun, which is what he said when he died, Odin's made to boil, right? So she was doing the same thing as her father was. She wasn't saying, haha, let's take out all of the Orochi clan. She was making a pun of Odin's own time when he died, you know? And the Viz translation made it clear that's what she was doing. But because of the official, the leaks translation, it made her sound bad. It made her sound evil. And I was like, what the fuck are they doing? So just read both. You really need to read both. Or you can just read one. But I also do read both. I read the leaks after. So I'll read the Viz, and then after that I'll read the leaks, because as you guys know, I don't want to read the leaks. I don't want to read the chapters unofficially before they've come out. Just so I can compare. Thinking about quality, they're just trying to get it out as fast as possible, and it suffers. It really suffers. The one of Zoro telling Usopp to shut up was actually foul. That was so foul. I cannot believe they did that, because Zoro did not say that. He didn't tell Usopp to shut up at all. Just what is, like, what a petty thing to add. Piss me off. Well, the reason they did that is because Usopp was telling Zoro what to do. Because Usopp was not wanting to get on the bad side of the giants, and Zoro had one-track mind, which was, I'm gonna fight him. And of course Usopp said, no, you can't fight them, do not fight them. He was telling Zoro what to do. He was telling Zoro what to do, and that really pissed him off. So they added Zoro saying, shut up. And he didn't say that, he just listened to Usopp. Because Usopp knew what to do in that situation more than Zoro did, because he's more acquainted with the giants than Zoro is. But you know, oh god, can't let Mr. Big Man be bossed around by Mr. Small Man, I suppose. But what do I know? What do I know? I'm the same. I would love to be fluent in Japanese to read One Piece. Because my friend who is Japanese says you do miss a lot of, like, you know, the accents and the nuance and what things can mean. And it's like, I know! But I can't read it. Anyway, yeah, so Ginny and Ivankov consider each other brother and sister, or siblings at least. Or they did, I suppose. Because Ginny did say that this is my bro, basically, when we first saw them. So, that's why when I talk about Ivankov meeting Bonnie, that would be so emotional for both of them, especially for Ivankov, because he'd see Ginny in Bonnie, and it would probably make Ivankov start crying, you know? Ivankov would want nothing more than to help look after this poor little girl. I've also talked about this with the leaks, but this is something I just hate. I know for some people it helps them, but I hate it because a lot of the time they get it wrong. What different fonts for characters speaking? I understand it helps for some people, but not even the Japanese version does that, so I really don't know why they do that. But they get it wrong a lot. They've been getting it wrong more and more lately, where they'll give some font to some bubble, but it's not that character saying that, and then that also makes things worse and more confusing. But the reason I hate it so much is because it makes the pages look so fucking ugly. There's too much, it's way too much on the page. I really cannot stand it. Because it makes things look so messy with all these different fonts, and it's like, please. I can't stand it. It's just really ugly to my eye. Because it's a fucking nightmare when like 6 different people talk on one page, and it's like, ugly. My least favorite font? I don't think about fonts enough to not have a least favorite font.
Howdy do, boys.
All I'll say is there's a reason that for like every official comic ever, only sometimes do they change the font, but usually when someone's talking, they all have the same font. There's a reason for that. Because it looks better. It doesn't look as harsh to the eye. Anyways, I always say this. I don't care if you read the leaks. I just don't want to hear them. And also, I just wish people wouldn't spread them. It's the spreading that's the problem. I think that's the biggest thing. I don't care if you read it, but the issue takes place when you like put photos online and start talking about it online. That's the problem. And I know some people can't help it, but that's the issue. So it's like, I don't care if you read it, but I don't think you should be spreading it. I think that's just the biggest problem. I'm so sorry that didn't work. I think I need to fix whatever's going on there. I'll give that back to you. For it, the sound did make me like a little bit. You nearly got me. There you go, you got it back. I apologize for the mishap. You have your Doffy ability back. That's true. Usually when someone else is talking or they want to portray something different with tone, they change the text box. Like with whispering. How did the pregnant Sanji tweet go? I didn't actually double check that. $3.5k likes. I'd say a smashing success. And some people were saying, wow. God forbid a man shows off his bump. It went pretty well. I think people liked it. I think my favorite comment I got on that was someone that said, you're pushing 40 or 30. They said to me, Mel, you're pushing 30. And it's clearly someone that doesn't like me, right? And I always think about, okay, but even when I am 30, I'm still going to be doing the same thing. Like, why is that an insult? People age, that's crazy. I'll be 30 and I will still be talking about Sanji being pregnant. In fact, I'll be more educated on Sanji's pregnancy. I will be dead in the ground before I stop talking about Sanji being pregnant. You know what the funniest thing is? I don't even like mpreg. I don't even like it. I hate pregnancy. In any form. I hate it. When I watch Fantastic Four, and like we had all those pregnancy shots from Sue, I was like, I don't find it appealing in any way. I'm only in it for the bit, guys. I'm only in it for the bit. Committing to the bit and getting Sanji pregnant. That's exactly what I'm doing. Oh, dragon mention. I'm making tacos tonight, which is why when I'll leave in probably 17 minutes, I'm off to make tacos. But do not be fooled, as they are white people tacos. Which means there's going to be no rice or beans in them. I know, okay? I know. I'm sorry, this is just the way I am. I'm sorry, everybody. Yeah, I'm using tortillas. What do you think I'm doing? I also don't like beans. I've talked about this. Hello, dragon. You're on screen right now. You're up there. Just not a Bean fan. I think Oda fucking hates freckles. Like, I think he hates making characters with freckles because he always forgets to keep adding the freckles. And he even said with Ace, his assistants had to keep reminding him to add freckles. Because look, he's forgotten here as well. She's supposed to have freckles. I think he really hates making characters with freckles. He always forgets. Never been a fan, that's funny. Never been a Bean fan. It's the texture. I've talked about this and no one understands what I'm talking about. Beans are like wannabe mashed potatoes. Or they're like wannabe potatoes. It's like they're trying to get the same texture and they fail. And it pisses me off. But I like the taste of beans, I just hate the texture. All beans. They all have the same texture. If you mush them up, they all have that same bean texture. Yes, they do. They all got that same bean texture. What's the link to potatoes? Because when I eat mushed beans, it's like they're trying to be mashed potatoes. And they're just not. This is, see, no one understands my beautiful mind. When you mash them up, mush them up, they have the same texture. They hate MelonTeee for a beautiful mind. Wait, I think I'm Hispanic. Whoops, just casually forgets. Not to be white, but I do like mint peas mash. I'm sorry, because I know that's like a British thing. But it's pretty good. I know, okay, I know. It's like a mash, a mush. Look, I'd show you a photo, but it's literally just mushed green peas. No, it's not a soup. You usually just have it with, like meats and other vegetables. And it's like super fresh. Look, like I said, I'll show you a photo, but it just looks like this. Like, this is all it looks like. It's just mushed peas with mint in it. And when you have it with like meat and other vegetables like chicken, it actually tastes good. It's yummy. Also, good Aussie foods. See, that's a trick. We don't really have like white Australian foods. They don't really exist. They don't really exist. And I don't have enough knowledge of Aboriginal Australian foods to really tell you. But all I know is we make meat pies, as does everyone. But our meat is really good. So while I can't say that we have like Aussie foods, I can say that our produce is very good. Oh yeah, coffee here is so good. Really, really good. I didn't realize how good we had it until I went to other places. And I went, oh. Especially Melbourne. Melbourne coffee, like, we love coffee. We love it. Like, genuinely, while I have thought of living in other countries, I'd miss the food. Like, I'd really miss the food in Australia because we just have very good produce. Oh, scary. Alright, I'm afraid that's all I can do today. Not too bad, I got 2 minutes done. We're on 31 minutes of the video now. I would have liked to edit longer, I just can't. I've got stuff to do tomorrow and I cannot risk staying up. I also have to make dinner. So, yep, that's it for me tonight. Thank you for sticking around. I know it was a short stream today, but I will not be editing tomorrow. nor the day after that. And on Sunday, I'll probably only be doing the chapter stream during the night, which I hope is okay. So next long stream will probably be Monday. I'm going to be gone for a little bit because, as always, house stuff, life stuff. So yeah, thank everyone for sticking around. I'm going to go on my box. All right, thank you everyone. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys when I see you guys. I'll see you for the chapter stream. That's probably when I'm going to see you. Or maybe Sunday afternoon, because the chapter for me is Monday morning. And by Monday morning, I mean like midnight to 1 a.m. So I guess technically Sunday night. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'll definitely be here for the chapter, so stick around for that. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye, Kenny. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye.